And Reed Hastings and I were just looking for an easier way to rent movies. We came up with the idea that became Netflix. And my son was 8 years old when he began his first company, when he realized a candy bar that he could buy for 10 cents at the grocery store could be sold for $1 the next day at school. It doesn't need to be a new idea. People have been selling books since the beginning of the printing press, but there's plenty of room for Jeff Bezos to innovate tremendously on the power of different ways of selling books. People have been hailing cabs since the wheel, but there was still plenty of room for innovations like Uber and wheel-light rides and Lyft and Get-Around and all the other innovations in transportation. And it doesn't need to be a complex idea. The Post-it note is a piece of paper. But this piece of paper comes in 37 sizes, 50 colors, 17 fragrances, and sells more than $1 billion a year. And here is the real challenge, is that I don't think it even needs to be a good idea. Because after all, that's based personal assistant. So, all three of those companies have something very important in common. What they have in common is none of those companies exist. Those are all made-up companies. All three of those, in fact, all three of them were done by the same two people, for them saying at the beginning of the week, I wonder if people would order personalized shampoo. And they did not build a shampoo factory. They did not use software to design the fancy shampoo. They just built a website, a simple website, that sold shampoo with prices and inventory. And then they saw how many people actually clicked on order. And then they went to the next one, and the next one. And each of these took less than a week and no money. And that was, I said before that I did some angel investing. The truth is, I'm a terrible angel investor. And the problem is, I love every idea I hear. And I shouldn't. I'll sit in the conference room and I'll quickly see the problem with the business model, with the financials, with the technology, but I can't help it. I lean back in the chair, I think a minute, and before I know it, I grab the whiteboard marker and I'm up at the whiteboard saying, this just might work. I'm hopeless. So, I think I wasn't quite telling you the truth when I said there's only two things you need. I think you certainly do need tolerance for risk. And yes, you absolutely need an idea. But I think the most important thing you need is to believe in yourself. To believe that I can do this. To recognize that, yes, of course, everyone says, that will never work. Well, probably 3/4 of the time they're right. But someone's going to succeed, and there's no reason that it can't be you. Almost all of you are smarter than me, you're probably harder working than me, you're certainly better prepared for it than me. And it can happen to anybody. It can happen to me. So, I'm going to stop by quoting one last person you probably also haven't heard of, a gentleman named Nolan Bushnell. Nolan Bushnell is famous for being the father of the video game industry. He was the founder of a company called Atari. But more importantly, Nolan Bushnell left Atari and went on to found 18 other companies. He is an incurable entrepreneur. But the reason I'm introducing you to him today is because Nolan Bushnell said this. He said, everyone who's ever taken a shower has had an idea. It's the person who gets out of the shower, dries off, and does something about it that makes a difference. So the next time you have an idea, don't let it dissipate. Get out of the shower, dry off, and do something. And if everyone else is telling you that's a terrible idea, well, you can always call me. You know that I'm going to let you. Thank you very much.
Fantástico. Fantástico. Well, no mucho más por aquí. Thank you very much. Bueno, me guardé para el final lo mismo que